Hello all. You need to open a savings account so you have money to fall back on in the future. And here's why. Today I'll be talking to you about how savings accounts are useful, having money for emergencies, and saving for retirement. My first point I'm going to make today is why it's even necessary to have a savings account in the first place. The main thing that may come to mind is to have money for a down payment on a car or a house or any large purchase you want to make in the future. And according to the Ascent, only 22% of Americans have $1,000 to $5,000 in their savings account. According to this chart right here, this yellow bar is that 1,000 to 5,000 savings range. And if you may notice, there's only 16% on this. That's because this is the non-retirement savings. This is the savings you will be using for anything you need now, that anything current that you need. The other 6% is retirement savings for the future. My next point I'm going to make today is, according to a survey by Bankrate in 2021, 51% of Americans have less than 3 months worth of emergency expenses saved. Now, this is important to have emergency funds saved up way beyond just having 3 months. You need at least a couple years worth of savings in case of an emergency. And this is because if your house were to burn down in a fire, if you get into a car accident, if you can't pay your month's rent or mortgage, if you can't pay off a credit card, anything you need it for, that's an emergency, that's what it's for. You can take money out of your savings account and use it to replace anything that was damaged in a catastrophic event or pay off anything that needs to be paid off. My final point I'm going to be making is why a savings account is also needed for retirement. Savings account is needed for retirement because in the future, after you retire, you will not be making any more money really. And this is why you need money in a savings account. Money in your savings account for post-retirement is the money you will be using for getting groceries, paying for gas, buying a new house if you wanted to, going on vacations, which, mind you, after retirement you'll have plenty of time to do, but you also want enough money to do those. And according to Vanguard, if you save $4,500 per year over a 45-year career, you could end up having over $1 million in your retirement. Which, this is very important because according to this chart, if you start saving at the age of 25, you could end up with $1 million in your savings account, versus starting saving at 35, you only have $800 in your account. And this difference is very crucial to how much you could really do after you retire. The amount of trips you do, the kind of housing expenses you need, the amount of money you need for living expenses, healthcare, whatever it is. That $200,000 difference is the difference between being healthy and safe financially versus not being safe and running out of money before you pass away. Today we looked at why it's useful to have a savings account, why it's good for emergencies, and how much you should have by retirement. These and many more reasons are why you should have a savings account. If you haven't already, you need to open a savings account as soon as possible. The sooner the better, trust me. It could mean a lot the sooner you start saving. Thank you very much.